is a whore. And my little sister wants to be an ambassador or a diplomat or something. So she's in DC right now, and my mom, like any good West Indian mother, wants to make sure her kids are fed all the time. So she'll call me from time to time and be like, what did you eat today? And I'm like, oh, I had some honey bunches of oats. And she'll be like, oh my God, that's it? So, to my mother, the only real food that you could ever eat is the food that she makes. So she sent us to DC to go visit my sister with like a suitcase full of food. And not like, you know, snacks or anything like that. Like rice and beans and like chicken that was like barbecued and like tuna salad, because only my mom makes tuna salad the way she thinks we should eat it. But like the suitcase was full of food. So my brother and I took like the Chinaman bus, you know, like that $20 for that bus that costs $20, but it takes you 3 years to get to DC. So we took that bus down, and I don't remember how long it took us. It took us like 6 weeks. Anyway, so we get to the bus depot, and I say to my older brother, I say, hey, watch my bag, I'm running to the bathroom. And he was like, yeah, I got you. I was like, all right. So I go to the bathroom, and when I come out, I don't know how long I was in there, maybe like, 10 minutes, I'm a female. So I come out of the bathroom, and my brother's nowhere to be found. But there's like a crowd forming, and I see this guy putting up like yellow portion tape. And I was like, oh my God, what happened? Because when I see yellow crime scene tape, my mind goes to Law and Order SVU. I think there's pregnancy there's pornography on the premises, somebody got raped, or something crazy like that. So I go over and I ask the cop, and he was like, he was like, we need to clear this area. You can't come past this line. And I was like, oh, but my bag is over there. Like, let me go grab my bag so I can get out of here. And I was like, what happened? He was like, it's a bomb threat. And I was like, oh my God, a bomb threat? I was like, let me get my things so I can go. But in my mind, I knew I wasn't gonna go anywhere, because it's my goal in life to be like a black eyewitness on the news. Right? It's my goal in life to be like, ain't nobody got time for that. Or like, hide your kids, hide your wife. Like, that's I want to be on the news. I want to look ignorant. I want a song to come out on YouTube. Don't judge me. That's what I want to be when I grow up. So I was like, oh, let me get my bag and I'll get out of here. But I was like trying to think of what I'm going to say to the reporters and stuff. And the guy goes, I can't let you pass this line. That's where the bomb threat is. And I looked, and the only thing over there was my suitcase. And I was like, damn. And I don't know where my brother is, but I was like, I should say something. But I had just bought some non-refundable tickets to go to Paris. And I was like, I don't want to say something and then be put on like a list. I don't know why, but that's what I was afraid of. I was afraid I was gonna be like, that's my bag, and they're gonna be like, oh, you can't leave the country. So I was like, let me just see how this plays out. So I waited, and while I'm standing there, they called like a canine in there. So the dogs come, and I guess it was like the world's laziest bomb squad dog. Because he smelled the bag, and then like a squirrel, and then a butterfly flew by, and he's smelling his butt, and he's smelling the bag. The dog knows that there's something in the bag that it wants, but it's like, I don't know if it's drugs. Like the dog, so they didn't know what they needed to know. So the next thing I know, they're rolling in like a little, like mini robot. There's a robot. Wally or something. So there's a robot coming through, and I was like, I should really say something. And I was like, but these tickets were $868. I think that's a good price for Paris. I don't know. Anyway, I was like, I'm not gonna say anything. Let me wait. And so whatever, they can't see what's going on in the bag, still. So they're pretty sure it's not a bomb now. So the cop, a bomb squad guy comes over and he just kicks it. I was like, if there was a bomb, you killed everybody. So they open the bag and it doesn't look good because the way my mother packs food, it's food in Tupperware that's taped, that's wrapped in foil, that's in a bag, that's taped. So it looks like a bag full of drugs. So all of a sudden my brother pops up and he's like, why don't you tell them that's your bag? And I was like, why don't you tell them that's your bag? And he was like, word. He was like, let's see how this plays out. So we're just waiting and they open everything up, they tear all the bags open, they're looking in, it's food, he's smelling it. I was like, ew, that's gross. So finally I'm like, that's my bag. Because, I mean, I saw my mother pack it, but what if it was drugs, you know what I mean? So, the guy's upset. Why did you do that? You know how many tax dollars were spent on this? I was like, well, I don't pay taxes, so. I don't work. So apparently in DC, that happens once a day. There's a bomb threat in DC once a day. They go through all this every day. So we went to get our bag, and while we were getting ready to leave, they found another unattended bag under a seat, and they were like, oh, and I was Anyway, in DC, when they see something, they say something. Thanks, guys.